This is Shasha Private Limited, a travel agency brand who not only serves within India but also successfully caters to its customers abroad. After winning the Most Reliable Travel Agency Award in India, the company has decided to expand its space and go digital. And the first thing they want to do is to print the customers' information. Their bookings, the amount of their bookings, the discount they have been given by Sasha Private Limited, and the net customers have to pay. And for that, they have called all the young programmers like you to help them. So, what do they want you to do? You have to write a program where you will accept the name and the ticket amount from the customer, calculate the discount and the net amount each customer has to pay, and display everything in the desired format. I know some of you will only be interested in calculating discount and net amount, but it is imperative for you to print the customer's outcome as the company wants. Since the most important thing and interesting thing in this problem is to calculate the discount, and for that, Shasha Private Limited has created a framework to decide how much discount the customers will get based on the initial amount of booking. So, let's understand the discount framework. Any customer who makes a booking of amount less than or equal to 25,000 will be given flat discount of 2%. Any customer who makes a booking where amount is greater than 25,000 but less than or equal to 35,000 will get the discount of 10%. If the booking amount is greater or equal than 35,000 but less than 55,000, then discount percent would be 12. Similarly, if amount is greater or equal than 55,000 but less than 70,000, then discount rate would be 16%. And if the booking amount is greater or equal than 70,000, then discount rate would be 18%. With that, let's take some examples to further dig and understand how this discount strategy works. Let's say this is John. He made a booking of 20,000, so he would get the discount of 2%, which is 400, and therefore John must pay 19,600 bucks. There is another customer by the name Mary. She makes a booking of 30,000. So how much discount she will get? In exam, I'm pretty sure many of you in haste would just calculate 10% of 30,000, but that would be a wrong way to do. Let's understand why. If you calculate 10% of 30,000, that means discount that company has to provide is 3,000. Any business won't give such huge discounts. And just imagine, John, who made the booking of 20,000, just got discount of 400 bucks, whereas Mary is getting discount of 3,000. That isn't fair. The correct way to calculate the discount for Mary is to first break the amount in the slabs provided by the question. According to the question, Mary's booking amount falls into the second slab. That means there is only one slab above Mary. So on breaking, Mary's amount will become 25,000 plus 5,000. This 25,000 will be given discount of 2%, and on the remaining 5,000 we would apply 10% discount rate. Therefore, 2% of 25,000 will yield 500 and 10% on 5,000 will yield 500, and so total discount that Mary would get is 500 plus 500, that is 1,000 and not 3,000 which we initially thought. With that, let's go one step ahead. This is Mark. He made a booking of 40,000 bucks. How much discount he will get? First, let's break the amount. Booking of 40,000 falls into third slab. That means there are two slabs above it. Slab of 25,000 and second slab of 10,000. Therefore, 40,000 would be slashed into 25,000 and 10,000 and 5,000. And adding all three, it would amount to 40,000. On 25,000, as we know, there is 2% discount, which is 500. On 10,000, there is a discount of 10%, which would compute to 1,000. And the remaining 5,000 will attract discount rate of 12%, which will compute to 600. On adding all three of them, we would come to know that 500 plus 1000 plus 600, which is 2100, that means Mark would be given discount of 2100. Before coding this problem for you, I want you to understand that this question wants to know something from you. Point number one, is that it wants to know whether you will be able to save the different informations about various customers successfully. Point number two is that it wants to know whether you would be able to successfully able to calculate the discount for each slab. So far, this question is all about if, else if, and else. That's it. And point number three is whether you will be able to print the result in the desired format. Each point carries marks, which are given when you successfully fulfill them. Just because you can calculate the discount successfully, that doesn't mean that you will get full marks. I've already explained you how to calculate discount remaining, and remaining 2 points will be discussed in more detail while we are coding the problem. So without further ado, let's quickly start coding the problem. Let's quickly import the input-output package, since we have to display certain things as well as we have to take input from the user. Next, we should create a public class with the name Sasha Private. Our entire code will be inside this body. With that, we should quickly create a main function. If you notice, I have written throws IO exception. The purpose of mentioning this exception is to let the compiler know beforehand that there may be a case while taking input from the user or while displaying something on the console, there may be an exception. So a compiler should just ignore those exceptions and should continue with the execution of code. Now, something very important. A lot of students never pay much attention to the fact that you always need various functions to do basic stuff like taking input, displaying the output. There are various packages available for that. Some programmers do with the IO package and some prefer util package. No matter what package you use, you will need to use the functions of that package. Now let me break down certain things for you. We import a package just like we did if you notice the first line of a code. This package has many classes. Inside those classes, there are various functions. To use those functions, we have to create an object of the class inside which these functions resides in order to use them. So here, BufferedReader is a class whose object we are creating by the name BR. And now whenever we want to use any function inside BufferedReader class, all we have to do is to use BR object and we can invoke any function. Anyways, let's move forward and complete one of the most important tasks of this program. That is to create variables that we are going to need to complete this job. If you remember, as per the format for displaying the result, we have to print the serial number of the customer. Some students will say there is no need to create a separate variable for that. Just print the value of the iterator from the loop. But I'll create an array for serial number so that we should inculcate the good practices of coding. Next comes an array in which we will store the name of the customer. The type of this array would be string, since we all know the names are always in string. Next comes the arrays t amount, dis, and n amount, whose job is to save amount of the booking, the discount which will be given to the customers, and the net amount which customer has to pay. Let's run a quick loop and ask user to provide all the input we require for this program. That is name and the amount of the booking. Here I will like to mention two things. The first being, it is the clerk who will be typing all this input at the end of the day. And the other is that question has asked us to make this program with 15 customers in mind. But to make things simple, I am making this program with 5. In exam, everything will be same. You just have to replace 5 with 15 or with whatever number is asked. Since the loop is starting from 0, that's why I'm storing the value in serial number array by adding 1 in I. With the help of the object BR and function readLine, we are taking the string input. If you don't know, Java takes all the input in string format by default. So to take integer as an input, we have to change the type of the input while taking it. Therefore, we are going to use integer.parseInt function to convert anything br.readLine reads in a string format and to save it in integer format. Now let's calculate the discount and net amount each customers will get and pay. To iterate over each customer's information, we have to run a loop. Inside this for loop, there is one if condition, three else if condition, and one else condition. In first if condition, we would check whether the customer's booking amount is less than equal to 25,000 and calculate the percentage and calculate the net payable amount. To keep things simple, I have all the values in variable in integer type. Now we know while calculating the discount, values might come with decimals. So to convert them into integer, I am using typecasting. As we discussed earlier, inside every other slabs, we have some amount of discount coming from the previous slabs too. You can see the plus 500 and plus 1500 in next. These are pre-calculated discounts of previous slabs. I hope with my explanation earlier, there is no need to explain the mere typing of code once again, and we should finally move to the printing part of the question. The only thing I have done differently inside this printing function is to use \t. Every \t adds 8 more spaces. So between serial number and name, I have given one \t, which will add 8 spaces. Between name and amount, I have kept two \t, which will add 16 spaces. And between the rest, there are 24 spaces. So the final output with all the spaces will look something like this. How many \t can be used is totally up to you. Some will use less, some more. Some would manually add spaces between the variables. Feel free to experiment. I'm leaving a link in the description from where you can download this code and use it as per your need. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and watch more videos like this. Please consider subscribing and press the bell icon. Thank you.